I shall now make a statement in my capacity as the representative of Pakistan. We thank Assistant Secretary General Khalid Kyari for his comprehensive briefing. We echo the Secretary General's concern at the continuing escalation of violence in Suweda and call for an immediate de-escalation and return to normalcy. We welcome the ceasefire brokered by US, Turkey, and Arab countries for maintenance of internal security in Suweda. And we take note of the statements by the Syrian authorities to effectively address the situation and to ensure the safety and security of all Syrians. Pakistan condemns the recent Israeli airstrikes on Suweda, Daraa, and in the center of Damascus, as well as the reported redeployment of Israeli forces in the occupied Syrian Golan. These acts represent a grave and deliberate escalation and are flagrant violation of international law, the UN Charter, relevant Security Council resolutions, and Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity. These Israeli attacks come at a time when Syria is navigating a delicate yet meaningful transition. After more than a decade of conflict, the Syrian people are beginning to nurture a sense of renewed hope for peace, for dignity, and for the reconstruction of their country. There have been visible signs of political and economic re-engagement. Major sanctions have been lifted, offering much-needed economic relief, and a slow but discernible momentum is building towards national recovery. While the consolidation of security remains an ongoing and challenging task, Syrian authorities have demonstrated a willingness, both domestically and in the regional and international outreach, to pursue stability and reconciliation. There have been clear signals and publicly expressed intentions by the Syrian leadership to pursue peaceful relations with the wider region. Against this backdrop, Israel's reckless attacks on Syrian state institutions are both counterproductive and irrational. I would like to highlight 4 key points here. First, Israel's continued military aggression is not just irresponsible, it is also dangerous and deliberately destabilizing. We call for the immediate cessation of all violations of Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity and respect for the 1974 Disengagement of Forces Agreement and all relevant UNSC resolutions. Second, Israel's repeated violations constitute direct interference in Syria's internal affairs, undermine national institutions, impede reconstruction, and obstruct efforts at reconciliation. The current moment in Syria needs solidarity and support, not aggression and sabotage. Fostering internal cohesion, harmony, and inclusion by embracing Syria's rich diversity would pave the way for advancing genuine reconciliation and ensuring lasting stability across the country in line with key principles under Resolution 2254. Third, these continued violations by Israel exemplify impunity. Whether in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iran, or Yemen, Israel continues to act outside the bounds of international law, with complete disregard for the principle of state sovereignty, non-interference, intervention, and the prohibition on the use of force enshrined in Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. The international community's failure to hold Israel accountable emboldens such violations and undermines the international order based on UN Charter and principles of international law. This impunity must end. Fourth, the erosion of Syria's state authority through external attacks creates dangerous security vacuums. These conditions further risk enabling the resurgence of terrorist and extremist groups that could be a threat to the entire region and beyond. Israel's actions are not only unlawful, but ultimately self-defeating, as they breed the very instability they claim to resist. Colleagues, Syria needs space. It needs support for reform and recovery. The international community must come together to preserve regional stability and advance the prospect of a just and lasting peace. At this critical moment, Pakistan stands in full solidarity with the brotherly people of Syria. I now resume my function as President of the Council.